Welcome to today's Facebook Live. Today we are keeping it real. I am not feeling very good today. The kids have been sick with colds and I just barely got it. So anyway, today's kind of been one of those rest days. So I hope you guys don't mind. I'm filming here in my pajamas. But I wanted to just spend some time with everybody. So anyway, as usual, be sure to say where you were from, where you're tuning in from. Gina Marie, you were the first person I'm seeing on here. Welcome, glad you're here. So lots of things going on at the Scott household in the last week. The kids have been really busy. We are getting the hang of our new routine back to school. And then also our new routine in our new home. And they are building as we speak, like it's really loud outside because they're building houses like crazy out where I live at the new place. And so there's been all kinds of bugs that we have found both inside and outside our home, and we did find scorpions. So that was like really gross and creeped us all out. So anyway, I was really quick to call pest control and they're on it. So they'll be coming out here in the next little bit. Gina, you were tuning in from Connecticut. Heidi Johnson, it is good to see you as well. And Debbie is from Indiana. Welcome. We've got people, Carla joining us from Portugal, and Charlene, it's good to see you as well. Thanks for watching, Rachel. Hi friend, you look great. Thank you. I don't feel so great today, but I am awake, so that's good. Liz Sellers, thanks for joining, and Cynthia is from Ohio. Okay, so we did have some questions that did come in, so I will be answering those. We've got people joining us from England. Good evening, Jamie and everyone from Birmingham, England. Carol is from Texas. Okay, one of the first questions that came in was from Carol. Where are the Quints ranked in height? And I love your family. The girls are a little bit bigger than the boys. And so I would say Lily is probably still the tallest with Daisy close behind and then Violet. And then probably Logan and then Lincoln, and everybody is filling out right now and having different growth spurts at different times. We've got another kid that is just about ready to lose her tooth. So Daisy K is losing her first tooth pretty soon here. So she's a little nervous, a little bit more hesitant than the other kids, but she is excited. So just lots of changes. The kids are just growing like crazy, and I am just tired sometimes keeping up with the little kids. So we've had some long nights. I think one of the other nights I had 5 little kids in my bed because they were just not feeling good. And so I knew for sure, I'm just gonna adjust this for a minute. And it looks like we've got a spammer. So if anybody wants to go and report the spammer, that would be great while we're filming this. Joyce Watts, it's good to see you as well. And Carla says, thank you for being here with us. Michelle Allen, it's good to see you as well. Okay, so somebody asked, Gina asked, are the Quints going to do any fall activities like dance or singing lessons or any sports? So right now we are taking a break from all extracurricular activities. I just really wanted to hone in as a family and just focus on our time together and simplify. Like, I think I go through these moments where it's like, we're just go, 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 go. And I want to get back to like living life in simplicity and not always being in the car and being the taxi driver. And so anyway, for this semester or this like season of fall, I just wanted simplicity. So I didn't sign the girls up for a dance. And I just wanted more time together as a family, going to parks, getting outside, exploring, that sort of thing. So I'm just choosing to simplify our lives right now. And I'm just really happy with that simplicity. So some of the things that I've been doing with my kids is just letting them ride skateboards just up and down our street. And that has been something that they really look forward to at the end of the day and something that they work towards. So that's been fun, but we have been exploring more parks in our community. And it's been fun just to see my kids get excited about the simple things in life, like cooking, baking together, those kinds of things. That's what I want to fill our fall with, is those kind of memories. So we are simplifying this go around, and my kids are happy and I'm happy too. And one thing that I've really been thinking about is, like, I was so concerned about providing my kids with the best I can give them. And the best I could give them is this townhome right now. And I realized, like, we can be happy anywhere. And my kids are happy with simplicity. They're happy with time well spent as a family. And so you know, letting go this idea that I had to have a backyard for my kids and I have to have this beautiful front yard and all these things. Like, it's okay. Kids are happy with simplicity. So I'm just really embracing that this season of life. And I think my kids are too. So anyway, I thought that was a good question. Sue asked, is Violet more camera shy than the others? I think Violet right now has become a little bit more introverted perhaps. And I think she's also wanting her own identity and seeing the need for that outside of being a quintuplet. And it's actually really fun to see. So the other girls, especially Lily, like to copycat her, like wearing the same outfit or having their hair the same way as whatever Violet wants. And Violet's like, no, I want to be different. I don't want to be a twin. I don't want to look the same as my sisters. And so it's been really fun. And I should have pulled out the camera, but I wasn't feeling so hot today. The little girls have been doing their own hair and nails, and it's been so fun to see just like how they go to school. So like yesterday, Violet really wanted to do Daisy's hair, and Daisy was so proud of her hairstyle. But before they went out the door, I just had to giggle a little bit. So Daisy went to school yesterday with like these random pigtails and 2 pieces of strips of hair just like down her face. But she was so proud because Vivi had done her hair for her, and the girls were just so excited to show me. So Daisy went to school with her own style, and Violet was so proud. She says she wants to grow up and be a hairstylist. And so she's getting lots of practice on new hairstyles. She did my hair with like a strip of a braid, just like straight down my face. And when I went to like tuck it behind my ears yesterday after school, Violet was like, no, you're supposed to leave it like that. That's how the hairstyle goes. And I was like, okay, Vivi, but I also need to be able to see. So anyway, these kids are just growing up and they make me laugh sometimes. They're just full of so much energy. And sometimes I wish I could bottle it up and just have like half the energy that they have sometimes. So anyway, they are just busy, and we've been painting nails a lot. So I have like half of my nails done. I think, who did my nails last night? I want to say it was Violet. So she did my nails and she did my toenails, and it's just fun to see how different each one of these kids are. Let's see, Catherine asked, will the kids get allergy shots? So 3 out of the 5 quintuplets do have allergies. Some are allergic to peanuts and almonds like Logan, and then others have a sensitivity to like fruit and eggs and some other things. And the whole allergy thing has really been different when it comes to meal prep, meal planning, that sort of thing. So we've really had to get creative so that my kids are eating healthy meals. And as a side note, now that I'm dating this really sweet guy named Chad that some of you have asked about, he is actually allergic to onions. And I realize how frequently I cook with onions. And so adding that into the mix with allergy-friendly meals is kind of something that I'm gonna have to learn to adapt and get used to so that we can make meals or variations of things for everybody. So to answer the question, my kids do not get allergy shots. They are very, very expensive. And so that's not something that is something that we can afford. But they do pretty good as long as we just kind of have moderation with what they eat and then avoid the things that they're really allergic to. And then Eileen asked, did you get the girls' beds yet? And I am really excited to say yes. And we built them their brand new beds a couple days ago, and the girls have been decorating their room and have been so excited to have a triple bunk bed. Daisy sleeps on the top, Violet is in the middle, and Lily Jane is at the very bottom. And at first the girls weren't so sure about their order, like of where they were gonna sleep, but now that they've decorated it, like Violet is hanging like jewelry and all kinds of things from like the slats on top of her bed, and then they've been hanging like little silk scarves and anyway, coloring pictures. It's just been fun to see them create their own space that they love. It just makes me laugh because they really are their own little people at this point. So yeah, I'm really excited. That'll be in an up and coming vlog, and we did do a time lapse so you can see, and they actually were built the day that I came down with this really bad cold. And so you'll see me helping at like the very end of the day in the time lapse, but mostly the kids wanted to be a part of helping build it. And then Chad, that I've started dating, really helped out a ton and built the bunk beds, and the kids were just so excited to help. So you'll get to see that in the up and coming vlog. We've got people joining us from all over the world, and it is so fun to see in the comments where everybody lives, where you're from, and to make those connections. Nancy Webb, it's good to see you. She's just tuning in. Okay, we did have some more questions. Sarah asked about healthy eating on a budget. So I think that would make a fun vlog. We try and go back to basics. We have moments where we really try and budget as a family, where, money's just a little bit tighter. So things for us that we like to eat that are more on a budget are things like yogurt parfaits, where the kids get to decide what they put on top of their yogurt, just things like that. Simple things. I do a lot of French toast sundaes because those are really inexpensive and easy for us to make as a meal. And then smoothies. We call them green smoothies because my kids have to be brave to drink them. So we pack our smoothies in with spinach and frozen bananas and sometimes ice, sometimes brown sugar. And my kids just love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when you guys send me stars, I guess this is what happens. This is really funny. I didn't know that. So, okay, I'm super embarrassed now. Thank you for the stars. Marilyn, it's good to see you as well. Okay, a girl named Chuck88 asked, if you could do anything possible or not, what would you do? If I could do anything possible, probably fly. I think as a kid, that was always something I thought would be really cool if I could fly. That would be cool. And then we had another person ask, is there an age difference between you and Chad, and has he lived in Utah his whole life? So Chad is slightly older than I am, a few years older. Has he lived in Utah his whole life? He was born in Idaho, lived in Arizona, growing up, and then moved to Utah later in his teenage years. And then he did live in South Africa for 2 years. So all of our fans from South Africa, he did live there for a couple years. He served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He said he learned a lot, he grew a lot, and it changed his life forever. So anyway, yeah, he's lived a few different places. And let's see, we've got Julie joining us from Duck Creek Village. I was just at Duck Creek not too long ago. My parents have a cabin up in that area that we like to go to. Okay, our next question is from Natalie. Hi, Jamie. Marriage in 2025. Have a beautiful day. So she did ask that question. We will have to see. I don't know. That is something that we've talked about. I think just as with everyone that I date, those are kind of just real questions that you talk about and you discuss. Things you have in common, things you don't have in common, and how you can add to each other's life. So we'll just have to see. And then Susan asked, does your boyfriend rent or does he own a home? Right now, he is just renting, and it's been really nice because the place that he lives has a saltwater pool. And so it's been nice to take the Quints over and just swim and get their wiggles out and have a good time. So we have been over there one time. Let's see, we've got Carrie joining us from Omaha, Nebraska. So yeah, we are doing good over here. I have just been resting while the kids are at school. And yeah, Linda, I am happy. I'm just really grateful for the place that I am in my life, and I just feel this brightness of hope. I also feel really sick today, but other than that, I feel pretty happy and pretty good, and he's just really sweet. He likes to send me a little text when I'm waking up first thing in the morning, and then he usually checks in midday. And today I wasn't feeling very good, so he just randomly stopped by kind of midday, and then he likes to come over after work gets off and just spend time around the kids and I, and just really get a feel for our family and family life and kind of what we're all about. And I think the little kids, you know, they have their opinions, but everybody's just getting used to everything, and we just take it one day at a time. Pat says, glad to see you are enjoying yourself. Thank you, Pat. I think, you know, with relationships, it just takes time. And that's the thing that I'm realizing is like, I don't have to decide everything today, and there's room for love to grow. And I still love the name of our channel, 5 to Love. And I just think there's just plenty of room for love to grow with time. Somebody asked, are you sick? Yes, I have a cold today. So I am in my little pajama pants, my stretchy pants, because I just don't feel so hot. So yeah, we're doing good over here. And, the kids are getting the hang of the new school routine. Two of my kids have started talking about they have a crush, and I was like, oh, who do you have a crush on? And so, anyway, Lily was talking about her first crush, and this is the first time that she's ever talked about really, really liking somebody. And I forget what this little boy's name is, but he's so darling. So last year in kindergarten, Lincoln and Logan were in the same class, and Lily was talking about she really liked this little boy who wears hearing aids and knows a little bit of sign language. And she said he can teach her a little bit of sign language, and she just was like excited about that. And this little boy is like the sweetest kid ever. And so I just, as I was sitting there doing after school lunches for my kids, I was like, okay, I like the type of person that Lily likes. Like, he's really sweet, he's very kind, and he listens. So I thought that was really sweet. And then Lincoln was talking about how he has lots of crushes, of course. So Lincoln's just very different than Lily. And I can't remember who he said he liked. And I don't know that he mentioned what her name was. Carla asked, how are Shayden and Landon? Landon's doing really well. Skylar and I, his dad and I, have been switching off our parent time from Wednesdays to Wednesdays with Landon. That way he has like 2 days away from the quintuplets just to spend time with his mom and his dad, and that seems to be going really well for us. So I did have Landon for Labor Day, so yesterday he spent time with his dad, so he'll be back home tonight. He's gonna go hang out with little grandma, Aunt Katie, and the cousins, but he'll be back this evening at my house. Landon's doing really well. He has some classes with some of his best friends, so he's really excited about that. He, has interest in girls too, so it's fun to hear about that sometimes. He's just a sweet, sweet kid. I think he's the best of both his mother and his father, and I'm just really proud of him. He's really sweet. He's also a foodie, and so we are going to be cooking some new things this week. We have a recipe for Olive Garden copycat fettuccine Alfredo that I'm really excited to make with Landon. He asked if we can make chicken Alfredo, and so I found this recipe. So he's really excited about that. So yeah, it's been going good. And then as far as Shayden, he's doing really well. He feels like a lot more confident, I think, this second year of college with 1 year behind him. So he is captain of his soccer team at the collegiate level. So he's really excited about that. He and Tatum still try and spend time together when they can now that she is graduated from high school. She's 1 year younger than him in school. And so they try and see each other on the weekends when it's possible. So yeah, Shayden's doing good. He worked his tail off this last year when it came to working multiple jobs, to really understand the cost of living and that sort of thing. And so he's just grown a lot, I think, as a person in the last year and a half with going to college. It's been so good for him, and it's fun. Ooh, that fly again. We have so many flies this time of year. It's been fun to see him grow as a person and appreciate family life and appreciate having siblings and appreciate some of those things that we teach as mothers to our kids that they don't always realize or appreciate until they're older. So it's just been fun to see him grow. Are you thinking of going back to work? Not that you're not busy is the question. I do think about that, and I think about, what would I go back to school for? I've talked about, I love studying mental health, psychology, that sort of thing. I also wanted to be a kindergarten teacher way back in the day, but I just really want to make sure the kids have the hang of routine and all of that before I jump into anything too quickly. So I have thought about going back to school and getting like a part-time job. So it is something that I do consider. And I thought about teaching dance. I taught dance for many, many years. So I could do that if I wanted to. There is a lot of joy found in teaching dance and the arts for me. So we'll just have to see with time, but I think right now I'm just focused on my family. I'm focused on my wonderful relationship with the person I'm dating right now. We are talking about the idea of blending families, which is like something I really want to make sure I'm educated and understanding of with everybody. So anyway, I'm just getting the hang of, new things going on in our life. But that was a really good question to ask, Tracy. That would be wonderful. Yeah. So we are just getting the hang of a lot of things, having really good, deep conversations, and he's really patient and he's really kind with both me and my kids, which I really, really appreciate. And one thing that's really stuck out to me early on as I was getting to know Chad is how respectful he is of his co-parent. I think that's something very admirable. And this weekend we will be going up to, I guess it's north of southern Utah, but we will be attending a football game of Chad's son, and I'll be bringing the Quintuplets to that. So we really will have to see how everybody does with everything. My kids, I think, will be really excited. They call him, at first they started calling him Baby Chad because he looks a lot like his dad. And now my kids just have endearing terms of what they call his son, who is 14 years old. He just had a birthday last week. So it'll be just fun to see how the kids do. And I will be bringing Landon up there. It's nice because he and Landon are the same age and they share some of the same qualities and characteristics. So they do have some things in common, but also things that make them different from each other. So it's been fun just to see how our families interact together. And so anyway, yeah, I'm excited. We have some fun things to look forward to this week. And yeah, we're just doing good over here. We've had just some really hot days still that I can't wait for cooler weather because this heat is killing me. But yeah, the kids are just growing up and learning so much. And it's just fun to see them get excited about the simple things in life and the little things in life. Tracy says, just enjoy, no expectations. Okay, somebody just sent a big long comment. If you can break it down into like sentences, when the comments come in, I should be able to read it a little bit quicker. So just retype that again and I can read your question or your comment. If anybody does have any tips about blended families, of course, that would be very helpful in the comments. I think for me, the one thing that I find the most comforting is that I have time. Like I don't need to hurry into anything. I don't need to rush and just take my time is kind of what I've heard from others when it comes to relationships and things like that. So anyway, yeah, we are doing good here in southern Utah. I'm just ready for fall and cooler weather, and my kids are already just talking about, like what they want to be for Halloween. And that is fun. Vivi really wants to be Wednesday from the Addams Family, but since she just got a haircut, she's a little disappointed that her hair is short. Somebody just said, send the heat here. Missy says patience is key. Still think getting your real estate license would help. The Quints are delightful and are growing so fast. I think I would enjoy selling real estate. I've heard that it's overly saturated here in the southern Utah area. But I do think it's something that I would enjoy. I think even as like a side hustle, like flipping houses, especially if everything works out with Chad here, like that could really be something I would enjoy, and starting out small and working up to something bigger could be really, really fun and enjoyable. He's super, super handy. Angel or Angélie is from France. Welcome. I did take French class for 4 years growing up, and I love studying the language and the culture of the people. I think it's such a beautiful language. I think it's a more beautiful language than English sometimes, especially the way we speak English in southern Utah. Bev is just joining us. Bev, it's good to see you. And Ann Baxter just joined us as well. Thanks for being here. Well, if you have any questions, I'm happy to take any questions that you have. Diane says, I think you would make a great life coach. I would love to study and learn more about that. I think it would benefit me as a person, my family, one day my grandkids, and I'd be able to help others. So I would love to learn more about mental health and helping people, in their lives. I think it would be wonderful and empowering, and it would be good for me and it'd be good for others. Isabella's joining us as well. Welcome. Joy says French is a beautiful language. I completely agree. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So many things that I love about the French culture. If I could visit anywhere, I'd love to visit France. My dad, I remember my parents saying, if you take 5 years of French, we will totally pay for you to go on that school trip and go visit. But I took the 4 years and I was like, I can't do a 5th year. There's other classes I want to take. So anyway, one day I hope to visit France. It really is beautiful. So yeah, we're just doing good. My internet actually at this new house has not been working. So that's been a little bit annoying. So I won't say the company because I don't want to be mean like that, but I've gone like 6 days without internet and that's been a little tricky. I realized just how much I'm dependent on networking and like our TV and all of that. Carla says maybe on your honeymoon. That would be a fun place to go for a honeymoon. I think for me, honeymooning would have to be a lot more budget friendly. But yeah, I would love to go there one day. It would be a beautiful place to go and visit. So yeah, we're doing well over here, just taking it one day at a time. And I just feel so very grateful each and every day that I get to be a mom. I still go back every once in a while and remember those times, when the kids were little, and my kids, now that they're getting older, they're asking questions about the word quintuplets, and like they're asking very specific questions about when I was pregnant. So like one of my kids, Daisy, just the other day said, "Mommy, so when you were pregnant with me and I was in your belly," sorry, these flies, she asked me, like, "Were you scared?" And I didn't realize like that my kids would be able to comprehend that at 6.5. And so in just like a very childlike way, she just wanted me to sit her down and just talk to her a little bit more about that. And I said, yes, it was a little bit scary, but I knew that everything was going to be okay. I didn't know how, but I knew it was going to be okay. And so Daisy and I, for about 30 seconds, talked about the word faith. And I just talked about, Daisy, faith is something that you can't see, but it's a hope, and it's something that you hope for, something that you want. And so it's just been neat to see as my kids get older, they understand more, and the types of questions that they ask me as they're understanding the world around them and what makes them unique, what makes them special, things that give them their own identity. It's just been fun to see. The other thing that Daisy's been asking this last week is how just kind of the story of how I had always wanted to add that third baby to my family, and how surprised I was that it was quintuplets. And Daisy's take on that is, you thought, she said something like, you thought you were going to get just one more, but then you were so excited because you knew I was coming too. And so it's just been sweet to see Daisy in particular really understand what it means to be a quintuplet and the joy that comes from it. They are super bright, your children. They really are bright. And Lincoln has been asking just really good questions, and just the excitement in that little boy's eyes. Like if you saw in my stories, both on Instagram and Facebook, I filmed this little segment of Lincoln, and he is so excited about the new McDonald's that they are building in Southern Utah because it has a play place. And here, when it's hot and we're outside, like, it's just nice to have more or less free places that we can go and let the kids play inside. So for us, it's probably something where I'll just let the kids get a little ice cream cone and just let them play for a couple hours. So Lincoln's just really excited about that. And the fact that you can make friends in a McDonald's play place when it's really hot outside is fun. So anyway, the kids are just growing and asking such good questions, and they're excited about school. They're proud that they're quintuplets. Like when they got out of the car today, they ran to this teacher that was kind of assisting the kids getting out of the cars in the line while I dropped the kids off. And the first thing out of their mouths was, "Hi, we're quintuplets," like to the teacher. And I was like, okay, you don't have to tell everybody you're quintuplets, but I love that they're really proud of that. So anyway, they love each other. They love the world around them. And it's so fun to see the world through my kids' eyes. I don't know if anybody relates to that, but it is just like pure magic sometimes. And then sometimes it's just like pure chaos and I'm just real tired. And I think this afternoon is one of those days. So anyway, I am going to go lie back down for a little bit before the kids come come back from school and I have to go pick them up. But I'm just so grateful for each and every single one of you that have supported us along the way. It has been incredible. I wish every woman could have a bunch of cheerleaders just cheering her on every single day. That has been my experience since finding out I was pregnant with the quintuplets. And we are just very, very grateful for the opportunity to share our lives with you. So anyway, I'm excited for the up and coming vlog. I will be sharing building the bunk beds with the quintuplets. I was dying when Chad filmed it. I was like, I'm so sick today. Like, can you just film building the bunk beds with the kids and just do like a time lapse? And so like seeing the whole thing in like, he filmed it in like 30-second increments and it was in like 24 seconds. But to see my kids, like that is a patient man because they were really wanting to help with everything. So I'm really excited to share that up and coming vlog with you. And just can't wait to share great content with you guys. So anyway, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm gonna go lie down before the kids get back.